Hi guys, welcome to another episode of An Idiot's Guide to Property. Today we're going to be talking about top tips for a smooth sale, specifically refurb projects that we've been flipping. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about: preparing your property, sourcing your agent, getting a valuation, and finally closing the deal. So when it comes to preparing your property, it's really important that you finish your snagging. And that means all of those little bits that you've probably been putting off till last, the sealing up around the bath, those little bits of boxing on pipe works that you've maybe just not got round to. All of this adds to the finishing touches of the property. So we really want to make sure that we get those done. Secondly, clean and tidy. Might seem like something really obvious, but make sure your house is cleaned and tidy throughout. Bit of polish on the windowsills, make sure the carpets are hoovered, laminate flooring, swept, mopped, all that sort of stuff. Especially if you've got vinyl in the kitchen and bathroom, make sure you give that a mop so it's got a nice shiny surface and clean surface because it picks up a lot of dust. When you're going around the property after you've cleaned it, view it as a buyer would view it. It's very easy to get emotionally invested in your property and think that, well, anyone would want to buy it because we've done such a good job. I've made a lot of those mistakes myself. But if you're viewing it as a buyer, you'll tend to look at things in a slightly different way. If you walk in, it's a cold afternoon or it's dark outside, and you go in and then the lights aren't on, and then the estate agent is faffing around trying to find the light switches, all that sort of stuff. Whereas if you know you've got a view, and if you can go in there beforehand, turn the lights on, so when they're walking in fresh house, it's nice and bright. They're going into the kitchen, they've got the down lights brightening up the kitchen, and the same for the bathroom. It's going to visually impact your buyer. Also, dress to impress. I'll be honest, I don't tend to really do this, but I think it is a great tip. And I've read that a lot of investors do this, is dressing your property. So spending an extra few £100s on putting in curtains, a few bunches of flowers in there, and maybe some IKEA furniture just to make the property look as though it's lived in. You're selling a dream at the end of the day, and you're selling emotion. So you want the person who's coming in to buy that house to look at it and be able to visualize, oh, that's my house. That's where we'll have our tea. That's where we'll watch our telly, all that sort of stuff. So maybe if you think it's worth it and you've got it in the budget, add those little finishing touches to dress your property. And finally, with preparing your property, freshen it up. So run round there with a bit of Febreze, maybe have one of those plug-in air fresheners, that sort of thing. Just freshen the place up. Again, it appeals to the senses, appeals to the emotion. If people are going in there and it's got a stale sort of empty smell to it, then they're not really going to think much about it. But if you go in there and it's nice and scented, like I said, if you've got flowers or you've got plug-in air freshener, that sort of stuff, then as soon as they go in, they're going to be excited by that. Moving on, sourcing your agent. So this is really important and probably a pivotal point in your sales process. So it's really important to do your own research and find the agent which best fits you. Okay. In every town, well, certainly around by me anyway, you've got like a Harts, a Darlow's, we've got a Parry's, lots of sort of generic estate agents. Peter Allen are another one. I say generic, I mean sort of national or regional ones. I find what I try and use is a local independent agent. They tend to have more of a vested interest. And because the money is going straight into their pocket, the fee is going straight into their pocket, I find that they actually tend to work a lot harder for you. One in Newport, which I can recommend if any of you are looking in Newport, is Red Dragon Estates. The owner of that is a guy called Adam Greenland, absolutely fantastic. In the Caerphilly area, I've used Diamond Estate Agents, a guy called Andy from Diamond's Estate Agents. Again, really fantastic. They're working the socks off for you, and also the fees are cheaper as well. The fee price doesn't necessarily mean good value. I sold a house in Ebbw Vale. I think the house was for sale for around £70,000, and the fee on that was like £2,000, which was obviously quite expensive considering the value of the property. And that was with Darlow's. Didn't get that personal service with those. Whereas selling with an independent agent, you can usually haggle and get the price down to around 1% or just over, which is really good. The bigger ones tend to be around 2% because obviously they've got bigger overheads. When we're looking at valuation, do your research beforehand. Again, I go on about it all the time. Research. Look for comparables. And when you're talking to the agent, have a good idea and be able to guide the agent on what you think is a good price. Obviously, not too unrealistic. And if you've got an agent who is coming in and it's a lot lower than you think, then I would say stick to your guns. Say, look, I think it would be worth this. This is what my research is based on. Why do you think it's lower? Price that property just above what you need, because very rarely do you get people who offer asking price. Normally they tend to knock you down, regardless of the specification of the property. So price just above what you need, and then you know that they'll hopefully meet you in the middle at some point. Another good thing, guys, when you're getting agents in, is to try and get 3 agents in. The old analogy is like you'll get one who prices really high, values it really high because they want your business, and they'll tend to keep dropping it. So it's a bit of a false economy. One will price it low. These tend to be the more national estate agents because they want to shift the property quickly. And then you usually get one who prices it in the middle. But again, that's for you to do your research, look for comparables, and have a good, solid idea of what you would like. Finally, closing the deal. Never, never, never take the first offer. Usually, because the first offer that a buyer is going to put in is usually crap. They'll usually come in 20 grand under or 15 grand under, chancing their arm. So always push back on that first offer. What I do is make sure that I've got a spreadsheet of exactly if I sell a property for 150, then what my net profit will be after fees and before the tax. So go with the figures. Try and leave your emotion at the door, because it's so easy to get greedy and push for that, just squeeze every little pound out. If you know that you will take a property, you will sell it for 160. If you've negotiated with a buyer and their first offer was 150 on a 170 guide price, you've pushed them back, they've come in at 158, then they've come in at 160, you'll take that. That's your sweet spot. Take that deal. Try not to drive a potential buyer mad and potentially drive them away by being too greedy. And again, that's the same for leaving the property on the market. I try and look for that sweet spot between getting the property shifted quickly and getting it done for a good price. So again, go with the figures, leave your emotion at the door on that one. And once you've agreed a deal, stick to your word. In some cases, you could potentially get someone who gazumps the buyer and offers more, a couple of grand more, all that sort of stuff. Personally, I think what goes around comes around, and I think it's probably best to stick to your word. And if you've agreed with a buyer, you should honour that agreement. Hope this video has not been too boring for you guys, and I hope you've learned a little bit. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate your support. Have a great evening. Thank you.